Cell organization, from cells to whole organisms.
All living organisms are made of cells.
Cells are the basic building blocks of life. Everything in a living organism starts from cells. In multicellular organisms like humans, there are trillions of cells, and these cells must work together in an organized way for the organism to survive. At the beginning, cells are not specialized. As the organism develops, cells go through a process called differentiation. This means they change and become specialized to do a particular job. For example, some cells become muscle cells, some become nerve cells, and some become epithelial cells. Once cells become specialized, they do not work alone. They are organized into larger structures. This organization follows a clear order. Cells form tissues, tissues form organs, organs form organ systems, and organ systems work together to form the whole organism. Understanding this structure is very important because it shows how complex living organisms function as a complete system. What is a tissue? A tissue is a group of similar cells that work together to carry out a particular function. Even though the cells are similar, they may have slight differences depending on their role. There are different types of tissues in the human body. Muscular tissue is responsible for movement because it can contract. Glandular tissue produces and releases substances such as enzymes and hormones. Epithelial tissue covers surfaces in the body, such as the inside of the gut, and helps with protection and absorption. When learning this, remember that a tissue is not just one cell. It is many cells working together to perform one specific job. What is an organ? An organ is made up of different types of tissues that work together to perform a specific function. Each tissue has a role, and together they allow the organ to function properly. A good example is the stomach. The stomach is not made of just one type of tissue. It contains muscular tissue, which helps churn and mix food. It contains glandular tissue, which produces digestive juices. It also contains epithelial tissue, which lines and protects the stomach. The key idea here is that an organ is more complex than a tissue because it combines different tissues to carry out a larger function. What is an organ system? An organ system is a group of organs that work together to perform a major function in the body. For example, the digestive system is an organ system. Its job is to break down food and absorb nutrients. It includes several organs that all work together. The salivary glands produce saliva to begin digestion. The stomach breaks down food further. The liver produces bile. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes. The pancreas produces digestive enzymes. The small intestine digests food and absorbs nutrients. The large intestine absorbs water and forms waste. All these organs must work together for digestion to be successful. If one part fails, the whole system is affected. How organ systems work together. No organ system works alone. All systems in the body are connected and depend on each other. For example, the digestive system provides nutrients.
The respiratory system provides oxygen.
The circulatory system transports these substances to cells. Without this cooperation, the organism cannot survive. This is why multicellular organisms are highly organized. Their size and complexity require systems to transport and exchange materials efficiently. Understanding size and scale. It is important to understand the difference in size between cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. A single specialized cell is extremely small. A group of these cells forms a tissue, which is larger. Several tissues form an organ, which is much larger. Multiple organs form an organ system, which can be very large. For example, an epithelial cell is very tiny. Many epithelial cells form epithelial tissue. This tissue forms part of the stomach. The stomach is part of the digestive system.
The digestive system is much larger and stretches throughout the body.
Understanding this helps you see how small units build up into larger, more complex structures. Key learning tip. Always remember this order clearly. Cell, tissue, organ, organ system, organism. If you understand this order, many exam questions become much easier. Question and answer section. Question. What are the basic building blocks of all living organisms? Cells are the basic building blocks of all living organisms. Question. What is a tissue? A tissue is a group of similar cells that work together to carry out a particular question. What is an organ? An organ is a group of different tissues that work together to perform a specific function. Question. What is an organ system? An organ system is a group of organs that work together to perform a major function in the body. Question. What is the function of the digestive system? The digestive system breaks down food and absorbs nutrients into the body. Question. Name one organ in the digestive system and its function. The stomach breaks down food by churning it and mixing it with digestive juices. Question. Is blood a cell, tissue, organ, or organ system? Blood is a tissue because it is made up of different cells that work together to transport substances. Question. Why does a fallopian tube contain muscular tissue? Muscular tissue helps move the fertilized egg along the tube towards the uterus. Question. Is a fallopian tube a cell, tissue, organ, or organ system? A fallopian tube is an organ because it is made of different tissues working together. Question. Put these in order from smallest to largest. Egg cell, muscular tissue, uterus, reproductive system. Egg cell, muscular tissue, uterus, reproductive system.